Hello everyone, today I am going to show how Hopfield Style Networks works in an artificial intelligence neural network and what are some of the use cases which you can derive for your SEO journey. But before that, let us first find out how a neural network actually works. Let us dive in. Let us first understand how does an artificial intelligence neural networks work. Okay, so let us first train an AI to detect sarcasm. So if we take the examples of two of the below reviews, so the first review was like, I was tired of getting hit on by a beautiful woman after I bought this jacket, problem solved, and the rating was 0.5 out of 5. And the second review was, great burrito, now actually try cooking the beans, and the rating was 1 out of 5. So what we have observed is that if the sentiment of the reviews are positive, for example, problem solved, great, but the ratings are low, it seems like a sign of sarcasm. So this is a pattern which you need to train the model. So once again, the pattern is, if the sentiments are positive, like something positive is stated on the rating, but the value of the ratings are low, this is a sign of a sarcasm. Okay, now let us draw a relationship between sentiment, rating and sarcasm. We list down the data as under. So for sentiment, let us consider +1 for positive sentiment, 0 for neutral, and -1 for indicating a negative sentiment. Rating can be 0 to 5, and sarcasm 1 for yes and 0 for no. So if the value is 1, then this will be a sarcasm. If the value is 0, then this will be a no. Okay, so now we will be running some combination. So as you can see, like we end up with the following combination. So suppose like we are training the network and we have plenty of thousands of data, so we will arrange all the data accordingly. As you can see, like the sentiment, comma rating, comma sarcasm, and this will go on for the thousands of the data set or the trained data set which we will be applying for our model. Now this is, as per the diagram, this is how the actual relationship between sentiment, rating and sarcasm should be. We will draw the layers to move from input to the output. So as you can see, the sentiment and the rating would lead to the sarcasm. So the thing is that sentiment and rating would act as the input layer. The mid layers would be acting as the hidden layers, which this is where the training set would try to understand the pattern, and then it comes the output, like what we are trying to understand from the same. So once again, from the beginning, we are trying to understand which review have the highest sarcasm and which review have the lowest, or like we are just trying to understand sarcasm out of this. So sarcasm will be our output layer, so we have placed sarcasm on the output layer side. And since we are just defining sarcasm based on sentiment and input, and since we are defining sarcasm based on sentiment and rating as the input variable, so we have put sentiment and rating on the input layer side, and we will run the model for all of the combinations of our training data set. Now as you can see, this is a sample neural network, and this is how a calculation of one node works. So one node multiplied by the weight, so we need to assign a random weight to each of the edges which connects from one node to the another. For example, from sentiment to the mid layer, we need to assign a particular weight, and the value would be calculated as node 1 would be the value of sentiment, which is 1, multiplied by edge value, which is known as the weight 0.2, plus 0.5, which is the rating value, into 0.4, which is the weight of the rating, and which is equals to 0.4, and 0.4 is the mid layer or the hidden layer where the training occurs. Now we will continue this for all of the nodes, which will be for all of the hidden layers which will be happening in our sample neural network or in your actual neural network, and we will finally calculate the value of the sarcasm. So as you can see, we have calculated the final value of the sarcasm as the sigmoid, and we have summation, we have summed up all of the values, and this comes to a point of 0.324. Now the irony is that as per our main model, sarcasm value should be only 0 or 1. So if it is 0, it's no sarcasm. If it is 1, it is sarcasm, but our value is not equal to 1. So this is where AI comes into the play. Now we need to tune the model. We need to keep on doing A/B testing on by changing the aggregated weight value across each of the edges unless we receive an output which is equal to 1. And this changing and training of the neural network is known as Hopfield network, because this is one of the networking by which the semantic relationships can be established between the connecting nodes. Now let us understand how this can actually help us with the SEO thing. So from the basic understanding of a neural network, we know that the links weightage helps to calculate the semantic relevance between two or more entities. So if we could calculate the semantic score of all the SERP results against a particular query and determine the authoritative link prospect, which can boost our search ranking. By focusing our link building to those domains, we can boost our search rankings for our landing page against a particular query. Now what you have seen, guys, is that as you know that the basic functionality of a neural network is that by assigning weights, by just adjusting the weight, it can help to calculate the semantic relevance between multiple entities. So if we can calculate the same semantic score or the relevancy score of the SERP results against a query and then determine which results is showing, like which result is showing greater relevance across a particular group of keywords, then we can create our own collection of data set which is ideal for boosting our search engine ranking. So in our experiment, we wanted to rank for crawler directives. So this is one of the keyword which we have recently written a blog for. So what we have simply done is very simple. We have just searched the term in Google and we took out the top 10 ranking pages in Google, and we have also taken our blog as well. We have inputted these URLs and the search term into our semantic score calculator. By the way, WebTool is our integrated AI tool by which you can calculate all of these things. So you can visit www.webtool.co for further analysis. So we have gone and we have checked, and as you can see from the screenshot, we have got the mean relevance data of the top 10 variables of the search results page, and we have also got the value of our own blog as well. Now what we did was very simple. What we did was, based on the result, we have run our AI model. We have included more parameters and more keywords for which we can actually rank, and this is the result for crawler directives. Now we are ranking on the page 1, and we have actually outranked some of the important websites including Moz as well. So guys, as you have seen, like just by training some simple neural network model, you can actually get an edge over the competition to rank some of the keywords for your SEO practices. So once again, the key takeaways are very simple. You need to define the semantic relationships for the queries which you are trying to rank for. So if you want to rank for a particular query, take that query, check the semantic score with the help of webtool.co for all of the competitors across the first page, second page. It's up to you. You can take the mean value and then compare the value against your own value of the blog which you have created. If your value is greater, there is nothing you need to be worried about. But if your value is lesser, then run the model of the Hopfield Style Network, and you can get enough list of the ideas or the keywords which you need to re-input on your content for re-optimizing your content. And once the content have been optimized, once the indexing is done, and by following the basics of the SEOs, you would be ranking in no time. Sometimes, let me tell you that this might not give the accurate results, because after all, your competitor might also be doing the best possible activities as compared to you. But yet again, SEO is full of experiments, and this is one of the methods which helped me to gain certain ranking across some of the essential keywords, and you guys can also try the same. Do let me know in the comments below if you like what the results is, and if you guys are facing any kind of issues. Thanks for watching.